Hey, hope you're doing well. All right, so I have recently finished doing the exploration of all the irrational types. So I explored each of them, the four of them, you could say, behaviorally in a very complete way, and archetypally too. And I will do that for the rational types very soon, but I just wanted to do some sort of recap or some sort of thinking about what it means to have these four different ways of perceiving, right? And so the irrational types, they're the ones that lead with a perceiving function, so the SE dominance, NI, NE, or SI dominance. And it's great to see them all separately, right? How they are individually, but I think that the key to typology is, I think, for one, relationships, right? You have to understand what makes you different, how perhaps you see life differently than someone else does. And then also for personal branding, when it comes to dating or work or just living life in general, understanding certain aspects of yourself, certain categories of yourself allows you to create a brand that's sort of cohesive and how to bring yourself forward. But anyway, yes, so I think that what we can gain from having these four perceiving types is that, yes, there are four different ways of looking at information, right? Because extroverted intuition, extroverted sensing, introverted intuition, introverted sensing, they're all different types of information we can perceive about the world. Now, typology means that you should have access to all these different types of information. So already it's good if you can sort of understand all four of them. But you will have a preference. You will have a preference and you will have a weakness. For example, I do believe I am an EIE, ENFJ. And so, the way I perceive life would be introverted intuition. But lots of people would probably see life in a different way, the three other way, and my biggest weakness would be seeing life in an SI way, introverted sensing. I think that already when it comes to typology, sure, you can be like, oh, okay, so this is my strength and whatever, but there's also, how can I add into my life these four ways of perceiving? How can I sort of start valuing or strengthening all these different types of information so that I can be a well-rounded individual, right? So, for example, again, me being NI, I'm often very detached and very abstracted, and I'm just living off in my own la la land a little bit, and it feels, NI feels a little bit ethereal and a little bit detached is the best way to say it. There's this big distance between you and even your own body, and between you and other people, and you'll sometimes forget when you're alone that there's a world that exists because you're off thinking and pondering, and it's not dominant for me, but it's still the way I perceive life more, right? But then I should strengthen all these different types of information that are weak within me. So there should be a way for me to engage more with perceiving extroverted sensation information. It is true, for example, I have a new job, and what I wear and the branding and what it looks like and the colors, for example, has a big impact on how you're being perceived by others and if you're being taken seriously or not. And so already that's something that's important. Also, for example, SE is very much tied to what I could be doing now. So they're able to see the information of this could change like that. I could affect this. I could impact this. And I'll forget this often and not act quick enough, or just not act at all. And so things don't really get done. And SE individuals are just really good at, they're seeing something, they're already involved with it, already moving it about. So they're often more physical. And then, well, obviously, an E for intuitives, and E is still going to be strong, but it's a bit all right, so you're narrow focused on this is the meaning of life, and what is the meaning of life, and where is this going, and it's great. But are you missing all these new things you could be doing, right? You could be doing this and you could be doing that, and this could be that way, and this could be like this. And any really is the brainstorming sort of way of perceiving life. It's a way of saying, okay, perhaps I'm in a rut, or I've been doing this and I'm really grounded and really present, but how could this be different? What are all the different ways these events or these things in my life, or even I could be? What is my potential, right? Already triggering like the SE and the NE, it allows you to be a bit more open to the now, right? They're extroverted functions. So a bit more open to what's going on right now and what's accessible right now. And I think it's very healthy to strengthen that muscle. And then there's the wonderful SI, which is definitely a weakness for me. And a weakness for anyone who has an I second. I think that even when, if you're an INFJ with NI dominant, I think SI isn't that strong for you. I'm not certain. It's a role function. So, but in general, SI is a big weakness for me. And it has made it so that I was prone to panic attacks, and I'm very much so prone to anxiety and forgetting I have a body and forgetting that I have a house to clean and forgetting, and I am FE dominant, right? So my image and how I'm perceived is very important. So I'll end up cleaning and doing things in a minimal way just so that it looks good, but it's very much so geared towards being perceived well by other people. Not because I'm actually truly seeing SI. There can be a thing, it happens very often, because I don't see what's impacting me, because I can see that, right? With the SE, you'll see things that are moving, things that have some sort of will, strength, that are making things move. You'll see that. You're aware of that. You have access to it. But with the SI, it's more like all the little details in the now that bring about harmony or not. All the little physical, sensory details that can make a moment pleasing or not. And so I don't notice these little details, and I've talked about it in my neurodivergent videos, but I'll forget to breathe. So anchoring SI into your life means being so grounded into your body, but in a very soft, welcoming way, where you're just trying to arrange your environment to feel good, pleasing, and comfortable. It's aesthetically nice. And I know lots of people who are like that around me will like enjoy to cook and make little cookies, and they'll love like eating, and they'll love dressing really comfy, knitting, things like that. And it is so hard for me. And I think we all have a perceiving blind spot. It's like I'll never see that aspect of just enjoying a moment and relaxing, like stop the brain and the complexity and the overthinking and just like be in the now. It's always running, it's always detached, it's always far off my perception. It's always like future, past, what's actually possible in a way, and it's not practical. But enough about me. I hope this makes a bit of sense, but what I'm gaining as some sort of lesson when it comes to the fact there are 4 perceiving types is that there are 4 different types of information that the brain can perceive, and that you could then use in your life to make decisions in a way. Not just make decisions like in the now, but make judgments. Make judgments, right? That would be a better way. Because perceivers do make decisions, I can tell you that. It's just not based on judgment. It's not based on, is this logical or not? And it's not based on, is this valuable or not? It's just based on, I could do this, or I can do this, or this feels nice, or this will happen, right? Just perception. And I think just by having that in our minds and having a good profile of these 4 different ways of perceiving, we can strengthen our weaknesses a little bit. Pay attention to these little blind spots, these informations we usually don't pay attention to. And it can definitely help us in our lives because it's a bit like having blinders on, for me with the NI blinders, it was like, oh, I could be with people and chill and enjoy and eat great food. And oh, I could buy like expensive things maybe, or have a car, or make money, right? Those are all things that I never really considered because I was off in my NI bubble trying to find the meaning of my life and the meaning of life in general, and like distilling just everything that happens in a very abstracted, ethereal, mystical, misty way. And it's not, at a certain point, it's not really useful. You have to be more well-rounded. You have a life to live. So there you go. That was my little recap. Perhaps we could all sort of go back from time to time. Maybe the archetypal videos are a bit more interesting. I didn't do an NE archetype. Just thinking about that now. But the quick typing guide, I think, sort of talks about the archetypal energy of NE, and he gets you curious about something new and gets you excited about something new, and so gets you to adopt a new thing, and then they're off finding something new. Again, that's their archetypal energy. It must be very tiring, honestly. Yeah, so we could definitely go back to these archetypal videos and open up our minds to the different ways of perceiving life. Okay, if you have anything else to add about like a recapping of all the perceiving types and all the perceiving functions, I'd love to read it. So you can comment if you want. But I know I'm talking to myself mostly, and it just feels great to talk about these things. Okay, see you next week. Bye.